What's going on, guys? Kivox and Meekachii here, and we're doing a wrap-up for freaking 3 months. So we haven't done a wrap-up in about 3 months, exactly. And we have a few books to do. If you guys didn't know, we have these little, what are these called again?
My year in books?
Yeah.
Like a book board?
Does it say it on there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it says it right on there. We made these little book board things. There's a new version coming out. Here's a little
Sneak peek.
a little sneaky. I hate you, microphone. Stop getting in my way, please.
Sneaky peeky.
A little sneak peek of the new one. It's going to be nice because you could put it up on the shelf and display it. It looks like a little book. So that's coming up. There's going to be a video coming up about that. And then they will be available up on the shop, on the Etsy shop. It's enderswands.com. I think will take you to the shop, the Etsy shop.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking into getting one of those for next year, look out for that. You know, it'll be, they're cool. They're all right. They're cool.
September. We're
3
going
months.
to get better
Oh, wait,
at this.
are we doing this in order?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're going to get better at this. I promise. I promise.
You mean just the schedule?
Yeah, like our filming schedule.
Got it.
We made a schedule.
A schedule, yes.
But yeah, it's been a bumpy 3 months. I apologize. Let's get into it. It's going to take too long. First book. I made this the first book because I honestly don't remember what month I was supposed to read it, but I DNF'd it. It's The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. I was just bored, so bored. It's not that it was poorly written. I just was bored. I don't even remember what happened. I got like 3 chapters into it, and I was just like, I don't care in the least. There is nothing that's going to make me want to continue reading this book. So I DNF'd it. I'm sorry if you like this book. If I'm missing out severely, let me know down below. Like if you read this.
The synopsis was really weird.
It was just boring.
It didn't make sense.
It's literally just all political stuff.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
And it's basically how it was. If it changes from chapters 1 through 3, let me know. But as of right now, I don't care enough.
DNF that, baby. Nice. You have so much space. Why do you like stack them on top of each other? What's next, Meek?
We read this book. It was a book club book.
Oh, it was the Maleficent 7.
Maleficent 7. This was all the way back in September. I think we both gave this a 3 in the live stream.
I don't think I would give it a 3. I don't think it was a 3.
So here's the deal. I think it's well written, but it's very
boring.
condensed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think it was boring. I think that the story was not very interesting to me. It's like I never really cared about any of the characters. There were a few characters, like the vampire. He was dope. Mm-hmm. He was crazy, but he was super cool. Like I think he was.
And the tough guy.
The king, the god king or whatever he was. He was cool
that
too.
Turned mortal or whatever.
Yeah. So
it had some good. I read a part of this audio. I listened to a part of it, and then I went back and physically read it. It is definitely a book where I felt like I should have physically read the whole thing because I definitely got more out of it, but I didn't have time. So I physically read the first like 75 pages again and then continued to listen to the audio, but it was so dense that I feel like I still missed stuff.
Also, if you guys are going to read this, just understand that it starts off with something really cool and then they flash forward and the really cool thing already happened and now it's like some other story that they're telling. So it's kind of like, I was like, I want to see that part. You know, like I want to see the cool part. I
liked it.
It was fine.
It had some good characters.
It was fine.
I liked it.
If you want a book,
I didn't love it.
If you want like a getting the band back together, because that's basically what this is. It's a getting the band back together. There's a better book out there. It's called Kings of the Wild.
Yeah.
That is a better book. Bloody Rose, though, or whatever it was called, not as good. Sequel to that book.
I feel like that's very divided, like 50-50.
Well, they're wrong, so doesn't matter. What'd you give this one, Meek? What'd you rate this guy?
I would say
2.5.
a 3.
Ooh, a 3. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. Can you take that? Why? I gotta stick my thing on now. Jeez. Peel me. Thank you. All right.
Really? Okay. You liked All Systems Red better than that? And Sword of Kaigen better than that?
You pulled a me on this one. And
I think you should downrate those other ones, but that's a whole other topic.
no, I think you're right, because 3 is pretty average. I will never read them again. But this very much disappointed me. Because the other ones, I got a star. And I know you guys don't know what we're talking about.
Carry On,
the trilogy. The third one was so disappointing. That, like, because these were so good, it brought this one down more. Which really sucks, because I really love both of those books. This is going to be a long one, guys.
The next book.
Hang in there. Did you forget about it already?
I didn't know you were reading it first, and you kind of surprised me.
Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go, baby.
Empire of the
The
Vampire.
Crappy Vampire. It's a terrible book. Don't read it. Not a recommend.
Not terrible.
I want to know what about it was good. Go ahead. I could give you all the reasons it was.
The types of vampires, like, okay.
No, I'm waiting. I'm just listening intently.
I liked the settings. I liked the overall story. I liked the characters.
The overall story.
I feel like I liked everything about it. There's really nothing I disliked, but it didn't like overly wow me. You know what I mean? Like for a 700-page book,
it was boring. It wasn't very dense. The main character, it's basically a flashback.
It's basically an interview with a vampire.
I hate flashback books because guess what? The main character is telling the story. There are no stakes. You're not worried about the main character dying because guess what? He's telling the goddamn story. So therefore, he's going to be fine. Guess what? He's freaking fine at the end because he's telling the goddamn story.
I wrote down some stuff that bothered me. I remember now.
Everything that bothered me. I think that I agree. The world building, I think Jay Kristoff is a very good world builder. But here's the problem that I have. This is in my opinion, I only read the first one, the first Nevernight, okay? I only read the first one. I didn't read the rest one because they sucked. The first one wasn't very good. But it has the same problem that one has, where it's like, it's the same idea. It's the same concept, but it's like, now let's make it French and let's change a little bit of something. And it's still the same thing. It's the main character, this weakling, this weak person becomes great somehow. And they join some sort of school that's somewhat corrupt in some way or another. It's the same.
I know, you're very passionate. So I don't feel the same way. I love Nevernight.
The main character was boring as hell.
Gabriel in here?
I don't know their names. I don't remember the names. There was the main character. There was the guy that was interviewing him. There was the girl. There was the other guy. There was another guy.
I enjoyed it.
There was another girl.
I thought the characters were interesting.
Really?
I did have
what was interesting
problems.
about the main character?
Why don't
you tell me what was interesting?
So
you can't just say that it was interesting but not tell me why it was interesting.
I just thought the story was well done in certain aspects. Like I was interested enough to continue reading, and I was interested enough in the world and the characters.
Here's a real question. Are you going to read the sequel?
Yes.
Why?
Because I didn't.
What
is
like interesting in it? Nothing happened. It was so predictable. Everything that happened was predictable.
Okay, you're very heated.
Tell me that it wasn't predictable. Like, tell me what about it.
I didn't think everything was predictable.
Well, you're really bad at predicting things, but still, like, it could be punching you in the face, and you're like, I don't get it. What's going on?
So time out. So the remainder of me holding this up is potential spoilers. Because I'm going to read my thoughts that I wrote down while I was reading this. I don't understand. I think it's kind of dumb how the guy interviewing Gabriel kept asking him to say things in layman's terms because he was writing it down and creating a story. To me, that was dumb. Because if the character interviewing him, which I don't remember his name, knew what Gabriel was talking about, he wouldn't be like, explain it to me in layman's terms. You would just write it into the book in layman's terms, correct?
Well, that's a way to tell the
I get it, but it was
audience a
done
story.
not well. I don't understand how Gabriel, when he was telling his story, was so descriptive. It didn't make sense. Like,
Well, okay.
Who describes stories like that? Like, if you read the physical book, it is as if he's telling the story verbatim. So, like, he's speaking it out loud.
Dialogue
So,
and everything.
How can he possibly, A, remember these things, like, word for word conversations, and B, would you just tell a story? So-and-so got off their horse and his cloak billowed in the wind and then this and that, and like you would describe every little detail. Like, no, I'm sorry, but I don't care who you are. You would never tell a story like that.
I don't get the point. Like I feel like the whole interview part to me in this book makes no sense.
Yeah,
okay?
I still don't understand, like, why. I get it, but it doesn't. It wasn't a good reason in my opinion.
Hold on, there's more. There's a part of the book that he says that he has a really good memory, but then there's another part of the book where he said that he has a not good memory, so he used to have to pull his pubes to remember, to give himself pain
I forgot about that.
so that he could remember. But then later on, he has a perfect memory of everything. So it's like, what? You just said two different opposite things.
I also feel like Gabriel as a character
Sucked.
wouldn't tell this story. He hates these vampires so much that I don't care that he was basically drugged. Like, I feel like he would be stubborn enough to not tell this story to this guy just because he was basically holding the drugs ransom. I also feel like Jay Kristoff.
Sucks?
No.
Oh.
Like, one of the things that does bother me about his writing, and this is consistent through like all of his books that I read, is like, why
Fan service?
the swears are so stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but like just stringing 15 swear words together to make like this ultimate swear, like, to me is just like, it's over the top and overkill, and just, I don't need it. And it sounds kind of childish in my opinion. And then like
it's edgy.
His YA books, he makes up swears and they're just dumb and annoying. So like that just bugs me.
It's edgy. It's like he definitely tries to be edgy and also tries to be like fan service, right? Like when I saw the video of him talking about this book when it was coming out, and he was like, "Oh, think about it's like sex and vampires and like sexy times."
But there's
and
really
like,
not a lot of sex.
but the
stuff
sex that's
here.
in it is very inappropriate and uncomfortable and weird, and they talk about weird stuff, and it's pointless.
Yeah.
It doesn't add to the story.
But there wasn't a lot to
whatsoever.
be honest.
No, he definitely made it seem like it was way more. Like it was going to be just an orgy the whole time. It was just going to be an orgy, and that's it. Which vampires have a lot of that involved in most vampire stories.
So that's basically it.
Put the book down.
Spoilers. No more spoilers. But basically, how'd you rate it? I'm interested.
I'm going first.
Yeah.
Well, I need to decide because I need to bring it one grade down based on yours to make sure that people know we serious.
Feel like the things
you better not give this a 5. You
disliked about
better
it.
not give it. At best, this is a 4 for you.
I was gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay, good.
Based on the other books.
So why would you read the sequel to a 3.5? Why would you even waste your time or money? Because you wasted enough money on this goddamn book.
I've read sequels to 3.5s in here.
You've spent enough money on this book where we don't need to buy 3 more versions of the sequel.
We're gonna buy one version of the sequel, okay?
And it's gonna be printed on copy paper.
Oh my god.
Where's mine?
I don't know.
Find it, please.
Say it in Japanese.
Por favor.
That's Portuguese.
I can't get it.
You are not get out.
I give it a 3.
Wow, your hate seemed way more than a 3.
It was just a boring book. I have to, because like, look, it's killing me. I'm gonna change it. Don't worry, Jay Kristoff. Put it back. Get it better.
Stop.
Stop dying? That's how you help me? Guys, he almost did it. He almost got me. How does he do these things? He's a witch.
All right.
Anyway, what I was saying before Jay Kristoff tried to kill me. God, where is he? Is he here still? Yeah. I'm nervous now
It was
about
just
that.
boring.
No. So the problem is when you gave it a 3.5, but you just said I pretty much didn't have any problems with it.
And then I told you my
except
problems.
for these 2-3 little things that I had, which aren't even really problems. They're just
nitpicky
kind of like
problems.
nitpicks and like loopholes, right? But you made it seem like it was like a 4 or 5, like the way that you say it, and
Pish posh.
I just think it was a fine book, not for me. I think the world itself was good, but I think the characters were super boring, and the fact that the style of book that it is, that it's a prequel basically, because it's like the next one is probably going to take place in the present, and this one took place in the past from the present. So it's like, to me, it's so boring. That's my main problem with the Star Wars prequels. Because I know who lives and I know who pretty much dies. Everybody that isn't in the sequels dies. I mean, or they don't matter because they're not in the sequels, or in the current.
I get it.
In the middle one, the original.
All right, let's go opposite.
Look, we got like 40 more books to go. Not really, but here we go.
My Calamity Jane. I effing love this book.
I think it was a good book as well.
I
love those
these books.
They're so
much.
good. Who writes them?
The Lady Janies. So Cynthia Hand.
Why do you call them? They're not all named Jane. I don't think any of them are Janes.
That's what they called themselves.
But isn't the next one not a
Brody
Jane?
Ashton and Jody Meadow. Yeah, now they're on to Mary's.
Oh, Contrary Mary.
I'm thinking
that
will be
January.
our January book club.
I'm thinking too.
Yeah, we need a good fun book. I just love these authors together. I love the way they write characters. I love the way they create worlds. There's always like a fantastical, like fantasy element.
Yeah.
And they're just great and fun and just fun and great.
They really are
There's
fun and great.
There's nothing bad about them.
Nope. There's nothing like magnificent.
No, like mind blowing. No,
they're not. I wouldn't say that they are stars,
no.
But they are
super. I will continue
really
buying them
yes.
all.
Yes, they're fun and they're just fun. The
I
characters
just
are
loved Jane
fun
as a character.
It's not like none of the stories are ever like a world-ending event, but it's always like a super fun romp.
Yeah.
And wherever they are, this one is like the Western,
yeah.
a Western style. The last one I think was. What was the last one? That wasn't the old-timey one, right?
No, it was the one based on Jane Eyre, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like the one based on a novel.
Okay, but what?
The one before that was
the one about the orphan, right? Wasn't she an orphan, or was that one was the second one the orphan one?
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one was like the lady.
My Lady Jane, yeah.
Oh,
my Plain Jane. And then My Calamity Jane.
Anyway. That makes fun. So much more sense now to me. Like, I just got my mind
blown. I thought Jane was an awesome character. I think that we still quote stuff from this book, and we read it like 2 months ago. So. Ooh. I just love these books, man. That's dirty.
You ruined it.
I thought that was something.
By the way, isn't she supposed to, like, be like pretty plain and not like pretty?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Anyway, you can barely see her in the cover. It's like they're like, we'll just cover her up. Anyway, where are we putting these? Put them back here.
I put them back here. No. Give.
No. Give.
Give.
All right. Let me rate mine and you rate yours. Where's my Calamity Jane? Get it?
I gived it
a 5.
A 5.
Yeah,
Did
boy.
we actually agree on something?
Well, we agreed on a couple. Do I have any other 5s that you gave it?
Yeah, we have carry on.
Several. And oh wait, no, I gave it a star. Yeah. Some of your 5s are my stars.
Yeah.
You were way pickier this year.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Bitter.
All right, what's next, baby?
I finally read Horror Story.
Oh, that was your wrapped book.
This was my wrapped
book
book
for October.
It's basically IKEA, but they mention IKEA in here.
Yeah, it's an IKEA ripoff.
Yeah.
Or like knockoff or whatever.
It's haunted and these people stay overnight.
Cool thing. Actually haunted, not one of those fake like, oh, it was actually Professor Jenkins. Landlord Jenkins. I hate books like that. I hate books like that.
Excuse me, I'm
don't
yawning.
Don't you hate them?
Yes.
It's like so
Fake
disappointing.
haunting? No, I
It's
hate
just
it.
like, ugh.
I like real horror.
Give me a real. It's not even horror though.
I like
I
real
wouldn't say
ghosts.
this one's really horror. I think this though would make for a very good movie. I think it has the way it's written. I think it would work out for a movie or a TV show.
I feel like people now, by now, know that this is like basically set up like an IKEA catalog. It's not a long book by any means.
And if you're reading the audiobook, there's actually a file, a PDF file that you can look and read, see the pictures of those pictures that she just showed you of the thing. Because like every chapter, I think,
has one
at the beginning has like the description of like the, like this closet would be perfect for the general living room for people to.
There's one picture missing though that they don't describe, and it's this one.
Okay.
So there is one picture, however, that isn't in the audio book, but I enjoyed it. It was, I would say it was reminiscent of We Sold Our Souls. You haven't read that book by him yet, but that's kind of the same feeling I got reading that book as this book.
I didn't really have any problems with it. I thought it was a fun book.
Yeah, it was fine. It was quick and it was fine. I didn't overly love it, but I didn't dislike it.
It wasn't my favorite out of his books.
No, and I feel like you would probably feel the same way about We Sold Our Souls if you read it. But right now, I think it's free on Audible.
Ooh, We Sold Our Souls?
All of his books, pretty much. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5. 3.5.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it was as good as the Final Girl support group. I like that better. And I definitely like My Best Friend's Exorcism better than that one. So I would still say that Exorcism is my favorite out of his books.
The best.
By far?
Okay, not by far. It's the best.
By a small amount. By a medium amount. By like a quarter mile. It's not miles away.
Then is our October book club book, Kill Creek. We both enjoyed this.
Yeah.
It was good. It was different than I thought it would be.
Also a real haunting.
Yes, real haunting.
We got lucky this October. We got 2 books that were actually haunted.
I thought the ending was way too drawn out.
It was. I agree. That's when it kind of fell apart for me. I think that the whole setup was really good. The whole book was good, but I
liked the characters.
I feel like the conclusion, the climax at the end was.
You found it predictable.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I didn't find it as predictable, but
you never find it.
I never find it.
If you find something predictable, it's a book. like don't read that book ever because you guessed it. And that's nothing against you. It's just I wish I was more like that because I would enjoy books more if I just didn't if I'm watching or I'm just trying to figure it out the whole time. I'm just like, oh. Brandon Sanderson though, F you guy, because I can't ever predict anything that's gonna happen in those books. I'm like it's like right before it happens.
F you mean? But that's a good thing.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying he's too smart for me. I can't figure it out. Like he just comes up.
You did predict something in Star Sight though.
Yeah. But that was it was a
planted
good.
A bit.
I feel like that all the clues were there, so I was just like, oh my god, I figured it out.
Anywho, the only problem I really had with this was the ending. I thought it was too drawn out, and I liked the characters. I thought there was some good character development. The overall story, I was a bit confused at the end. I literally had to confer with some people and talk and kind of mesh minds in order to understand really, what the ending was all about. If you've read it and you want to see our full spoiler thoughts, the video's up, the live stream video. But yeah.
I don't know what I want to rate this one.
It's a hard
one. I want to look at other books that I read. So
let me see. I'm thinking 3.5.
I kind of liked it a little bit more than that.
What? Really?
But Not more than those books.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, it's difficult. Like this is why I like the physical, like looking at the books, you know, because like you can quickly glance and be like, yeah, I really really love that book, and I really didn't like that one, but I really did like that one. Maybe this one should be somewhere in between.
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 for me too.
I'm shocked that we're agreeing so much on this.
Why, Meek? We did marry each other. Like we shouldn't disagree on everything. We should have some things in common.
All right. Then I read a jar book.
Oh, did you actually finish it?
Yes.
Because I remember you not enjoying this.
Sherwood. It was not the best. It was typical YA kind of retelling, but reimagining, because in this Robin Hood dies like right in the beginning and she essentially takes the mantle of Robin Hood. It was fine.
3.
It was fine.
It was a 3.
I would imagine it would probably be a 3. I have to look at my thing. But I feel like it just... nothing really happened. Like, it kind of had a plot, but it was more just character development and her not getting caught and then, like, possibly getting caught and then not getting caught. And I feel nothing really happened.
Here's the question. You know the general Robin Hood story?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, did you watch that Fox Robin Hood cartoon?
No.
Basically it. You never
Fox
watched
and
it?
the Hound or whatever?
No, the Robin Hood cartoon with like the fox. That's like Robin Hood.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called or something?
The Fox and the Hound? That's a completely different book. It's about a fox and a hound.
Sorry.
And it's like they're friends, but then they got to hunt each other. Anyway,
I don't think I've ever
Let me
seen
get to
it.
my question. Do you think that her being female and the actual real Robin Hood dying added or subtracted or didn't really do anything for the story? They just kind of told the same similar story. Did it make a difference? Like what?
It changed the story.
Okay. In a
I don't think it made it
way?
worse or... I honestly think it could have been a boy and it would have been fine. Like,
so basically it was pointless. So
I guess.
The fact that it was like they changed it was for like nothing. Is what I'm saying. Like it's just like
just to have a girl,
or just to have like like, oh, we're gonna tell it, but now it's a girl. It's like, why? Are you gonna if you're gonna tell a different story? If it's like the woman's point of view of doing all of this and it made a difference,
it had the stereotypical like she's gonna go and steal from the rich
Robin
to
Hood.
give to the
It was
poor.
Robin Hood.
Like, yeah,
but it was like, let's make it a girl now.
But Robin Hood
Did she have a love? Did she have a love interest?
Think it's like.
Did she have a love interest?
No, Robin Hood, really.
She loved Robin Hood?
Yeah, they were gonna marry.
Oh, this is the princess lady or whatever?
It was, what's her name?
I don't know, the princess girl.
Marion.
But she's not an archer.
She was in this.
Oh.
So, she was kind of like, she was good at stuff
So
like
wait, Robin Hood, the story had already happened. And then he died.
He kind of had a mini reputation, and then he dies right in the beginning, and then she takes over and starts dressing like him and doing things, but people don't know if he's actually alive still, or someone's taking over, or he's a ghost and coming back.
Ooh, I like that.
So, like, it was interesting. It just wasn't
Was Little John in it?
No.
Wait, the merry men weren't in it?
No.
Merry women?
No.
Merry people?
No.
Mary? Was Mary in it?
No.
Wasn't her name Mary?
Marion. Okay,
Oh, Marianne.
yeah.
Got it. I thought the Mary Marys.
So I think
Like, don't hit me with that.
I'd probably give it a 3.
3. Me too.
You give it 3
I
on
give
my
it a
back.
3. I give it a 3 as well.
All right.
All right.
Oops.
I'll hold it.
So, I think this is when I DNF'd the Goblin Emperor, because then I had you pick another book for me
Garbage.
out of
The Goblin Emperor.
out of the box.
Which one's that? I can't read it.
The Arrangement by Robin Harding. It was It was literally, so this is supposed to be kind of like a thriller mystery type book. It was written very like stereotypical romance. Don't get me wrong, I love romance sometimes. He hates it, but I love it sometimes. But I know what I'm getting into. I kind of expected more out of the writing for this, but it literally read like I was reading a romance, and the character just bugged the crap out of me. Like, I just didn't care about her. She was annoying to me. The plot it's kind of bad when I can predict some things and I can predict some things. I did predict some things, I mean, and it was just kind of boring. I didn't like the love interest. I didn't like any things that were happening. There was one kind of shocking part to me, but it was just kind of meh. Like, not even. Like, I just felt like kind of bored. I think someone else read this with me, if I remember straight, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. It definitely reads like a kind of crappy, it just wasn't well written, and it was just kind of okay, and I didn't like any of the characters, and I've learned.
Wait, you DNF'd this one?
No.
Oh.
I've learned that I need to like characters. Like, I can't read books with totally unlikable characters.
I know it's on the bottom half. It's a bottom half book. 2.5.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm good. I'm on a roll today. I'll give it a 2.5 as well.
Okay, so then, I finally in October decided I was going to complete my Grady Hendrix books. So now I have officially read all of his published books that I know of. And that is Paperbacks from Hell.
This is not a regular book. It's a textbook.
It's really cool, though. Like, it basically is like the history of all sorts of like book covers / books themselves in the horror genre.
Cool.
And I can't remember what year they start in. I want to say it's sometime in the 60s or 70s when like the horror paperback genre was a huge thing, and people like being an artist for these books was like a big deal, and it was just kind of like a different time.
Nowadays, some people just Photoshop book covers, and it's just like,
these were like actual artists that they would hire to do book covers. And like the cool thing about this book is like they have all of the covers in here that they talk about, in the history of kind of some of the artists and history of the story. And it's kind of neat to see how horror has changed throughout the years. Like in the beginning, they talk about like, religious horror and like child horror, and then it goes into like aliens and then robots, and it kind of, you see the journey of like how horror has changed throughout time. So I thought it was really interesting, honestly, and I even though it could have been very textbook like, he wrote it in a way where I found it engaging, and I didn't mind listening to it. And it was a very short audiobook. I mostly read it while reading the physical book, so I could see all the pictures and everything. But I enjoyed it. Are you rating it for me?
Yeah. You gave it a 3.5.
No.
4?
I would say 4.
You heard me say 3.5, right?
I can't believe I liked it better than Horror Store, but I think I did. It was just a different type of book. It was completely different.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that, you know?
But for what it was, I was...
Oh, man, I stuck it on mine.
I was honestly shocked. I liked it as much as I did because I didn't think I would. But I think I've officially read all of his books. And he has another book coming out soon, like early next year, I think.
Word.
Oh, this book. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this.
Oh, I heard bad things about this book.
I'm going to get a lot
Trashy
of hate.
garbage.
So this book was a wrapped book. I apologize profusely. Please don't feel bad. All of my...
Who recommended this book to you, Meek? Who was it? Who should I blame for this?
The patrons?
Because even though they recommended it, I'm the one that finally picks the book and decides if you get to read it. So it doesn't really matter whose fault it is, because at the end of the day, it's my fault. So who should I blame for this?
If you are
Tell me now. Tell me. I'm going to just look.
No.
I'm going to just look.
Let me talk. If you are a patron, you're on our Discord, or you can be, and then you can be a part of choosing what books get wrapped. Ooh. And they always feel bad for this, but I'm the one that buys these books.
Feel bad.
Jessica Rose.
Jessica, feel terrible for yourself.
Right.
You made her suffer through hours.
I could have DNF'd it.
Upon hours, but you felt bad for Jessica, so you were like, I don't want her to feel bad.
Listen,
so I'm gonna force myself to read it.
I don't like something, it's not your fault. I bought the book. You guys are just picking from my shelf.
50% of us disagree with that.
This is completely an unpopular opinion. but I really
we just learned this, a hot take, as the kids say these days.
but I really did not love this book. I feel, and this is probably going to get me a lot of hate, and I apologize in advance to those who are going to get offended by this, but I feel like this author just had a list of diversity related topics.
Oh, that's terrible.
And they just wanted to tick off everything on that list. That's literally what it felt. I literally felt like there was a character for every type of diverse you could be. And I feel
not
like,
every type, because there's an infinite amount of type,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But they tried to tick off all of the things, which always it disappoints.
It just makes it so ungenuine or ingenuine to me.
That's the thing.
I love diversity in books. I'm glad that there are more books with diversity in it nowadays of all types, whether it's, race, sexuality, however you want to have it. But when it's made like it's not just naturally part of the story, and that's exactly how this is. Fight me on it, because
can I just grab the dog here because she's whining? You want? I got her. She's right there now.
Okay.
Okay, you need to stop sneezing if you're going to be up here.
So this is how this book worked. I'm going to introduce to you this character, explain to you how they're diverse, explain to you their backstory, onto the next character. I'm explaining to you how this character is diverse, onto their backstory, learn a little bit about them, next character. And that's literally how this whole book is structured.
And I wish I read this book.
I'm waiting for this plot, because they sprinkle in a little bit of plot. And then they're like, ooh, this is going to be cool. They're going to go to this place, and it's going to be like this war, and it's going to be a plot. And then it's just like dead. Like, the plot basically never happens. Nothing happens of significance. Like, literally,
I can't wait to see what you're going to give this book.
It's just to talk about different characters and them being diverse. Like, I would love that. Fine. You want to have a million types of diversity in a book, great, but put it in a sense where it's not just like, here's a character, this is what they're like, this is their backstory, the end. Here's this character, this is their race, this is what they're like. It's just boring to me. Like, it didn't do anything for the story, because there was no story. They had little like side mission type things that they would go on, but it really didn't have anything to do with the overall story. And like I said, the overall story that they tried to kind of create never really happened. And it was like 2 seconds of the book and really just boring and just disappointing.
So it sucked.
I am disappointed.
Yeah. You're not angry. You're just disappointed.
Yeah, it's almost worse than being angry. I'm sorry
Did you give
if
it
you
a
love
1?
this book. Probably.
You said that was a 1, dude. Was it worse than the Rebel of the Sand, or was it equal to Deadly Education? Did I give Deadly Education a 2?
I don't know. I feel like it's a 1.5. Maybe I'm just bitter.
Should it be a 1 instead?
No.
1.5. It's done.
I'm thinking like it's
done. It's done. No takebacks.
It's probably a 2. But
what? You just said it was a 1.5. Is it a 1.5 or is it a 2?
No, it's too late now.
It's too late.
But I'm sorry if you loved this book, if you resonate with it and it's something for you, that's great. But me, wrong. I need more plot. I need, like I said, I like characters.
You need a storybook.
I do.
You don't want a book about just characters. Like you don't want just a description of a bunch of characters.
I like character development and plot.
Well, here's the thing, dude. That right there is the hot thing nowadays to put in books.
But this is not new. Like, this book's been out for a little while.
Well, maybe
2014.
She was ahead of her time.
So 7 years ago. But I don't know. I feel like I like a mixture of both. I need plot and I need character development and like to care about the characters.
I need mostly plot.
I need both.
Give me more. Like if I had to choose between one,
but
I want to.
That's what makes Brandon Sanderson books so good.
I want
they have
good.
Both.
Yes, I understand that. But if I had to choose between one or the other, like, I don't care about a character if there's no story.
I disagree. I don't think you're like that. What about Maleficent 7?
The story was not there. There was no freaking story.
I don't know.
There was more character development than
both.
There was more character development than story. The story was like, it was like getting the band back together and now we got to beat a bad guy. And then like a weird fight happens. They blow up some pigs.
Anyway.
It's weird.
This
Oh,
was
another bad book that you didn't like.
my like a jar pick
And you also thought that it was
about Les Mis,
like a Les Mis retelling?
Totally not.
Nope, we were wrong.
I was bored. That's just it. I love this cover. I think this cover is freaking gorgeous. I don't know why. I think it's cool and awesome, but I really did not like the story. I felt like it was going nowhere. There was a little bit of magic, and it was just kind of silly stuff. Like, their life sucked, and like there is some kind of decent character starting to get character development, but
Did you finish it?
no, I DNF'd it.
Nice.
I just couldn't continue. It wasn't written poorly. I just really did not care about what was happening. I think I pretty much got like 100 pages in. I think I took out my bookmark. I think I got about 100 pages in, and I was just like, I still don't care about anything that's happening. And now, this may be a spoiler, so beware, but they were like at this scene where they have to go to this ball or this like party or whatever. I'm just sick of that like whole thing and that trope. I'm just sick of it. It just
Can't have that.
it wasn't written bad though, so it won't be a dead DNF, but it'll be a DNF.
I'll put it on there for you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Got a
I'm
decent
really
amount.
DNFing
You
this
did
year.
a good job.
Then I read a fun book. I shouldn't say fun. It really wasn't fun, but Uzumaki by Junji Ito.
It's a manga.
Manga, yeah. It's like a 600-page manga, though.
Uzumaki means spiral.
It was definitely creepy. I feel like he's a horror manga artist. His books are not scary. Like, I don't get, like, legitimately scared reading these books, but they're definitely creepy, and there's some gaspy parts and kind of creepy parts, and I really enjoy his stories. And I felt like this story flowed a little more than like the Tomie manga, like whatever, the big compilation like this.
Omnibus, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I feel like those were more like little individual stories. This was actually like one continuing like overall story, which was cool. And it had like a neat ending. I really enjoyed this one. I definitely want to continue reading books by him. I have one more that I need to read before I buy any more because I need to be better about that.
You gave Tomie a 4.5.
Wow. This will probably be about the same.
All right, I'm putting it on there for you.
Because I do enjoy his writing and his art, and I enjoyed like the overall story. And I think this one did have a more actual like flushed out story, like overall story, if that makes sense.
4.5.
Pretty good. If you like manga and you like horror manga, like I said, it's not actually scary, but I feel like it's definitely creepy, so it's good. How Rory Thorne Destroyed the Multiverse. So this was my book box pick after, like my TBR jar pick after I DNF'd Enchante, which they also changed the name to All That Glitters, which is stupid in my opinion. Like Enchante was a way cooler title. This book had promise, and then it got boring. Like, I really enjoyed the beginning, and I was like, oh, this plot is going to be really cool. Like, the story seems really cool. It was really well written all the way throughout. I really did enjoy the way it was written. But then it just kind of, like, nosedived and just got boring and really, really political. So if you like political stuff, you'll probably enjoy it. But for me, it was a little too much. Which I'm a little disappointed because I really liked the beginning of it. I expected more, so I continued reading it, and I did complete it. But I think, let me look at my book board. I don't know what to rate it. It was also kind of fantasy-esque in the beginning. Like, she was born, and like little girl babies are never born in this family, so the fairies come and give her gifts and stuff. Like, it was kind of... It could have been neat. Even though I didn't like the ending, based on the other books, I have to give it a 3.
Tree. You can tell all the ones that I stuck on.
Why?
Because I don't butt them right up against each other.
Dude, you like messed up.
No, I did it. I centered it. You see? You put it on the line for some reason.
Yeah, that's how it should be. You should have followed my lead because now it just looks silly.
No, I did it my way. It's my way or the highway.
Isn't
You
that
want to
Korn?
do? I don't know.
My way or the... No,
Is it
Limp
Limp
Bizkit.
Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit.
All right. So, guys, I read a book that she didn't read. What do you know? Think about that.
What do you know?
Hey, figure it out. So I have read 2 of these books so far. This is book 3 of Reborn Apocalypse. I think it's just called Volume 3. Reborn Apocalypse. Is this the right one?
Yeah, I looked for volume 3. I
So
think.
this
The books all look very similar.
all the books look very similar. They have like this style of cover. I'll move my head a little bit so you can see it. But what did I give this one? Oh, there's the other one. Book 2. I gave it a stir.
What do you think about the? What you didn't even talk about this book.
It's really good. It's a 3rd book in a sequel or in a trilogy. No, I don't know how many there's going to be. Trust me, there's going to be a lot. If it continues to do well, hopefully it's doing well because I really enjoy it. It is a
lit RPG
wushu story or something like that. It's a lit RPG wushu.
I don't even know what
So it's like
means.
martial arts and like stuff like that. But it's like where people get plucked from the real world into this other world, and they get points that they can spend,
like,
and people have different points for weird, like, for reasons, and nobody really knows the reasons that some people are given more points. But basically, you have like a book, and you can choose abilities. You can spend those points.
Aren't the abilities limited? Like only so many people can have.
There's
like,
some that there's only like 1,000 of, or like 100 of, or like one of. You didn't read this one,
I
so
read
get
the
out of
first
here.
one. Excuse me.
Anyway, by itself, I would give it a 5, but I feel like I may have to give it a star because I really like the rest of them, and it's like as a whole, it's a star, still. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I should give?
If that one by itself is a 5, then you should give it a 5.
Okay.
But it's up to you. It's your rating. You wanted to give it a star.
I want to give it a star.
So give it a star.
I give it a star, though.
Okay.
You get a star, baby.
I have 1 star for
A
the
star,
year.
baby.
I'm not doing too well.
I would definitely read them again, all 3 of them. You get more. I get more out of them when you read them again. There's something cool that happens with the main character in the first book, which I don't want to spoil. It happens right at the beginning, so maybe it's not that big of a spoiler, but you know what I'm talking about?
No.
But it's an interesting thing that like makes the rest of the story better.
Then the last book that I read without you, which I think you might enjoy, is The Girl from the Well.
The Ring, basically.
Yeah, so it is based on that same, I think, what is the ghost name?
Samara.
Kimiko?
No.
Kimiko? No, Kimiko is from, isn't that from...
Samara was the American one.
Yeah.
Sadaku was the Japanese one, in the movie at least.
No, but there's like a ghost that all of these stories are based off of.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
And it's basically kind of that story and like how they're haunting this boy essentially. But I don't want to give anything away. I feel like if you liked The Ring, it is nothing like The Ring, but it is a ghost story and it's like a horror story. And I thought it was well done and I really enjoyed it. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. So I feel like if you like those types of things, just give it a shot. I don't really want to talk about it because I don't want to spoil anything by accident because I didn't know anything going into it and I'm glad I didn't. So,
okay.
Give me my
your book.
My boardy.
Your book.
My board.
My board. Did I do it?
The board.
Did I do it better now? Did I succeed? Because whenever I try, I basically say Boyd. My Boyd.
I gave it a 4.
That's pretty good.
Now we have 1 left.
We have 1 left.
Under the Whispering Door.
This was our last book club book. If you guys checked out the live stream, if you guys read this book, go see in further detail why we hated it so much.
We didn't hate it.
I did not enjoy it at all. I think it was very boring, very predictable. The only thing I liked was the world. The world that they live in is good. It also involves some ghosts, so it was kind of cool.
I definitely feel like it could have done with more of a plot.
Yeah. It was dumb. It was
fully
a love
character.
story. It was fully a love story at the end of the day, and they don't make it seem like it is, but it was a freaking love story. Like
and it was definitely just a character-based book.
I had things that I really didn't like about it, and like it's hard because the things that I didn't like, if I say them now, it'll give away. We just had to cut something out because I said something by accident. So like I'm being very cautious right now and vague, but like I said, the world is interesting. The characters are okay. I have a big problem with the main character, like like personality wise. Like if you guys want to know a lot more about this, like I said, go check out the live stream that we did, and you'll understand more.
In the live streams, though, we do talk spoilers.
Yeah, it's 100% a spoiler. That's why we're not doing it that much in this one.
I do have this amazing Illumicrate edition, though.
Yeah, the cover's pretty cool. You know, you wasted your money on a crap. You gotta bring it to my side, man. You gotta bring it to my side.
I can't show it. Okay, there we go. It kind of see, it's got the woods, and then it came with like a really cool. More woods, but then. I always like books where the cover is like printed on the actual book.
Oh yeah, it's a different cover. Yeah, that's
like
nice. Yeah, I like that too.
Oh look.
Don't ruin it, Meek. What does it say?
Kron's Crossing.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's cool.
Do you know who that is?
I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think?
I think if you like romance... Sorry, our dog's like falling asleep or something or whining.
No, she's whining.
If you like romance, you'll like this book.
I do.
If you don't like romance,
I didn't love it,
and if you want a
more
good
of a plot, even romances have more plot than this book. I feel that's saying something. Like at least they try with like, oh my god, this person got into an accident.
Oh my god, my twin brother is taking my place.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Or, oh my god, I got into a car accident. I just said the car accident again. Or oh my god,
I got into a car accident. Say it one more time. I said it again.
You know what I mean?
I get it because all of those books are the same. So that's what you're saying.
I don't know, though. Based on this, I still have to give it a 4. Like, on some other books.
Don't freaking do it. Don't do it. Don't give it a 4.
I liked it. I didn't hate it. I just felt it lacked a little plot. But I liked the story overall. I didn't dislike it. You're allowed to give it whatever you want. But I'm giving it a 4.
2.
What? No way.
If you like the books that I like, you will not like this book.
Wow. That's some hate.
We could have met in the middle somewhere.
No.
But you decided to give it a 4.
Because I liked it.
I disliked it.
I didn't love it.
And I disliked it.
But I enjoyed it, like, my time reading it.
Am I not allowed to have my own opinions?
No, you're not allowed.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. We're finally done. We're finally 3
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I had fun. Did you guys have fun? I had fun. Let us know if you guys disagree or whatever. But let me know if you disagree down below. But also, like, you're wrong. So
the dog is like wheezing like crazy.
There's that. What's this?
Next month.
What is this?
Club,
I can't even see it. Which one is that?
So it's a sci-fi.
Can you just read the synopsis?
Thriller. So the book club is December 26th. I hope you guys can make it. I know it's a day after Christmas, but it's a day after Christmas.
Nobody does anything.
Anyway.
Come on. You guys aren't doing anything.
This book's been out for a while, so some people may have already read it. And if you have, feel free to join.
Please join.
It says... Humanity has colonized the solar system, Mars, the moon, the asteroid belt, and beyond, but the stars are still out of our reach. Jim Holden is XO of an ice miner, making runs from the ring of Saturn to the mining stations of the belt. When he and his crew stumble upon a derelict ship, the Scopuli, they find themselves in possession of a secret they never wanted, a secret that someone's willing to kill for and kill on a scale unfathomable to Jim and his crew. War is brewing in the system unless he can find out who left the ship and why. Detective Miller is looking for one girl in a system of billions. I don't really want to know more.
I stopped listening after XO.
Wow.
XOXO.
Gossip Girl. It's like a sci-fi thriller, I hear. And it's got like 10 books. Hopefully.
It has 10 books?
Something like that.
Oh, no. That means it's going to be terrible.
Sometimes.
Oh, why do you do this to me?
Unhype a book to the point like this that he is just like not loving it already. Maybe he'll actually like it because he has low expectations.
What are your expectations for it?
Unfortunately, I've heard a lot of great things, so they're a little high, which might
That's
be a
a
bad
10th
thing.
anniversary. That book's been out for 10 years. Mm-hmm. All right. We'll see how December goes.
December 26th, if you would like to join.
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to support the channel, check out our Patreon, or you could join a channel member or something like that. There's some things coming up this month that we're changing. We're starting in December, so hopefully December goes well so that next year goes well. December is the beginning, the setup for 22. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that goes. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we could stick to it. It's a new year. Right? Anything else? Nope. Say bye then.
Bye then.
Bye.